Hey, welcome back to Startup Q&A. For this episode, someone asked, how do I go about hiring my first part-time employee? So, it really depends on your state. I hate to give you that BS answer, but it really does. But if you're just looking for recruiting advice, I can help you there. AngelList is going to be a great place to start. If you are not sure whether you want a contractor / freelancer, rather than a W-2 employee, I would look at Upwork first, see what you can find there. You can look through all of their portfolios and things. Some people go Fiverr first. I've used Fiverr in the past, but what I have found is that the Fiverr quality is less than the Upwork's quality. And the reason because people have a lower standard if they're using Fiverr. When I look at the reviews on Fiverr and I see that they got a 5-star reviews and they've worked with 2,000, companies or whatever, and I see what they charge and I look at their portfolio compared to someone else on Upwork getting 5-star reviews from 2,000 companies and look at what they charge, well, the one on Upwork is going to charge more than the one on Fiverr. Now, price is not an indication of value. I've covered that before. However, sometimes when you charge $5 for a logo, it is different than charging $700 for a logo. That's purely subjective on my end, but I've seen a lot of people pay a lot for crappy logos, and then they come around and they talk to us and they say, hey, we got a brand. And I'm like, no, you don't. Even though a brand isn't just a logo, like your website copy is bad because you paid for it on Fiverr. Your logo looks weird. They didn't give you all the files you needed to adjust it. They gave you a weird PNG edit, so you can't really do anything with it. They didn't give you vectors, so it can't scale. So you get the point, right? But if you're going for a part-time W-2 employee, I would probably start at AngelList first. That would be my top choice, especially if you're a startup, because why else would you be at Startup Q&A if you're not a startup? So I would look there first. I've posted things for our talent organization to figure out if we could hire a mobile engineer and got a bunch of responses really quickly. You'll have to weed through those too, because if you're looking for let's say a mobile engineer like we were, you will get people who don't fit the criteria. Like they didn't even read the job description or the compensation or whatever. And so I've spent a lot of time. I actually just created a template, like a snippet in my email platform on my phone that just said, hey, did you read the description? And then explain what they probably missed, because 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna read the description. So you have anything that's interesting or abnormal compared to a normal job description, I would make sure that you try to weed people out that way, but in reality, it won't really work because I still get emails to this day about this job posting and I'm like, hey, should have applied on AngelList, and did you read the job description? So all that to say, first things first, I would probably see if you can use a contractor or a freelancer. If it's something as robust as needing a code base or an MVP or something like that, and you really want to bring in a W-2 employee, or you want someone to support your marketing, but you don't want to outsource it. The difference between support and outsource is when you use like a freelancer or an agency. Support is when you hire someone in and they can be 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week. It's just easier to monitor when they are W-2 than when they're a freelancer. Plus you get to keep all the documents. So if someone's even thinking of ideas, if they work for you under a W-2, make sure you include that in your employment agreement, that they keep all the docs. If you work with an agency, that's different, because they're gonna go through their ideation phase before they even approach you. And it's really hard to get that ideation stuff, the ideas that maybe they thought were terrible but you really love. It's hard to get that because you never see those ideas before they present to you the first draft of the project that they ran for you. So that kind of gives you a little bit more information. Hope that helps. I tried to keep it in a microcosm, but there's just so many ways to hire part-time or project-based work. At the end of the day, Upwork, AngelList. Upwork for contractors, AngelList for part-timers. And that should get you to where you need to be. So thank you so much. Subscribe below. We're going to keep pushing these out. Adios.